Hello, this is John with Saul's message for Monday, March 4th, 2019. Today he is talking about how engaging with love depletes and diminishes the energy available to our egos. Your loving presence on earth at this moment in her evolution is not an accident. Humanity is on the verge of an enormous breakthrough in consciousness, in awareness, that will release untold new information into every heart that chooses to open to it about your ongoing spiritual evolution. This moment was instantly and divinely planned when you chose to undergo the experience of separation, because God, in His infinite love for you, immediately willed that you have the perfect route out of the experience of separation and back to full awareness of your oneness with Him. As you have so often been told, it is your natural state, and it is a state from which you have never departed, despite all the apparent evidence to the contrary. There is only the One. Anything seemingly separated from the One is a dream or a nightmare, an unreal state that you invented and built in order to experience separation. In your excitement to build it, you forgot to provide yourselves with a way out. But your ever-loving Mother, Father, God, realizing that you had forgotten to provide this essential element in the game you chose to engage in, immediately did so for you to ensure that you did not become lost. Therefore you are not lost or abandoned in a vast universe that is completely unaware of you. You are just temporarily dreaming that this is the case, that this is reality. Taking time out daily to go within, to your holy inner sanctuary where love resides awaiting your acceptance of it, is essential for your well-being and for your spiritual evolution, which is leading you on towards your awakening. The physical environment in which you experience life in form as humans is also evolving spiritually because it is, needless to say, one with you. As your loving intent strengthens and intensifies, your non-physical interactions with your physical environment also intensify. When you spend time in meditation or contemplation with intent to allow love into your hearts, bringing healing, peace, and love to the area or energy field enfolded around your human form, which affects all sentient life forms that move through it, as well as the planet herself. Your loving presence on earth at this moment in her evolution is not an accident or a fortunate coincidence. It was carefully and lovingly planned before you actually severely restricted and moved your eternal being, your consciousness, into the physical organisms that you now recognize as your human bodies. All humans presently incarnate on planet Earth, and there are no exceptions, all humans presently incarnate are on earth by their own choice to assist in the awakening process. As humans in limited consciousness, who are most of the time operating through their self-centered egos, you are evolving spiritually, even if this does not seem to be the case. And as you attend to the needs of being human, and observe so many people in pain and suffering, inflicting pain and suffering on others, it is very difficult for you to accept that absolutely everyone is truly doing their best. Your egos love to judge, blame, and condemn, and you are all learning to disengage from your ego-driven attitudes and behaviors as you continue to strengthen your daily intent to be only loving whatever arises. Your egos will be integrated within you so that inner conflicts dissolve as you increasingly engage with life from love instead of from fear. All around you, you see ego-driven attitudes and behaviors, and because you are aware of them, you are able to be aware of them within yourselves and choose not to engage with them. As your intent to be only loving continues to intensify, there is less and less energy available for your egos to make use of. Your egos need fear and anxiety to operate, and when you choose not to engage with fear and anxiety, their energy is depleted. You then find yourselves more at peace and able to accept whatever arises without judgment or egoic engagement, instead just observing and sending love to deal peacefully and patiently with whatever has arisen. In this way your lives begin to flow far more sweetly and easily, as do the lives of those with whom you interact. You are on earth to interact with one another lovingly. But you have forgotten this, and your egos have done a very good job of convincing you that you have to be cautious and fearful because you never know what disaster might befall you. You have to be prepared for the worst because it normally happens. Of course it does not normally happen, although because of your human beliefs, instilled into you by your ethnicities, cultures, religions, politics, and general philosophical outlook, that encouraged distrust of those who appear to be different from you when disaster does strike unexpectedly, you either judge yourselves negatively for not being prepared, or you play the victim and blame others or God. Your egos are incredibly competent at justifying themselves and blaming others, and as most of humanity is ego-driven instead of love-guided, there is an enormous amount of blame and shame to share. Now, however, that blame game has been generally recognized as severely damaging for relationships, and thus many are attempting to disengage from it, as they realize that doing so is the only way to find peace within themselves, and, from there, to start establishing it all across the world. Nearly everyone agrees that there has to be a better way to live harmoniously on planet Earth. All want peace so that they and their loved ones can enjoy life. Life is meant to be enjoyed, without forever being on the alert in case a dangerous situation arises. The main difficulty, which is now being resolved nearly everywhere, is that everyone thinks that their way is the only rational way to move forward. People are now beginning to meet all across the world to discuss meaningful and non-threatening ways to deal with the myriad problems and issues that seem to be plaguing humanity. When people come together intending to have meaningful, thoughtful, and rational discussions while leaving judgment and personal agendas behind at the door, amazing results occur as opportunities arise that could not have been preconceived. People see one another as people basically like themselves with similar needs and desires, and not as protagonists who cannot be trusted, let alone believed. This is happening more and more frequently as the tsunami of love continues to create miracles all over the world. Humanity is ready for change, and it is happening right now. So set the intent daily, as you wake up, to be only loving whatever arises. Repeat the intent whenever it occurs to you throughout the day, and again as you settle down to sleep at night. You are all beginning to realize that it really is extremely effective, and I would confirm that this is so. There is only love. Therefore, it is the only way forward. Therefore, engage with it daily and allow it to work the miracles you need to resolve your issues and conflicts, and so that it may also heal the planet and all the life forms that she supports. With so very much love, Saul.